Hey folks, it's Helios once again. Here we are. I know the title of the video says Midnight Sun, and technically it's not midnight yet, but it was an early afternoon game, and I just kind of want to get this down now. I still have my thoughts in my head here because this is supposed to be like, my initial quick take after the game. Also, might get to see Northern Lights tonight, so I don't want to be occupied for that, so here we are. Okay, first of all, the most important thing is we got the W. And second most important thing is we somehow got 100,000 people into the big house. Not quite sure how we pulled that off, but we did. So, yeah, two important things. Now on to how we actually did. Well, once again, like last week, I can pretty easily sum up how the team did. And this time it's a bit more positive than last time, but probably still not as positive as we'd like it to be. This team played okay. That's it. Just okay. I mean, how was the coaching? It was okay. How was the play calling? It was okay. How was the actual execution? It was okay. It was all okay. Well, except for the defense. That was just stellar, but everything else is okay. The summary of the game is pretty much as follows. Michigan got to a great start, establishing authority on its first couple drives, scoring, putting up 10 points pretty early. Then had a couple bad turnovers, let Miami back into the game, actually managed to tie the game, and, well, scare everyone there pretty good. Then, but we responded like about a minute later on a drive that was basically just Derek Green just going into full-on attack mode. That drive was basically all him. He was rushing the ball, pushing people aside, just saying like, I got this, I got this. Then there was a period of about 30 minutes where, through the combination of some really interesting play calling, and basically the offense going to sleep, but the defense still doing their thing. Yeah, basically the 30-minute period where absolutely nothing happened. And then offense came back in late in the third quarter into the fourth quarter, and it just took the game away. Simple as that. Now on to actual players. Offense, still kind of hit and miss. Unfortunately, it's still trending to miss more often than hit. It's obviously still not where we like it to be, where we need it to be. There were some pretty critical mistakes here today. Mistakes that you can get away with a team like, a MAC team. But these mistakes will cost you against any team worth their salt, like, say, a Utah outfit or especially a Michigan State or Ohio outfit. So hopefully we'll get those cleaned up. Devin Gardner played better today. He still wasn't, like, great, but he was good. I mean, he definitely went from up okay to good. He still made some mistakes. He had that one bad pick, but while he did overthrow the ball, at the same time, that ball was actually tipped by one of the defensive linemen. And part of it feels to me that the receiver, I can't remember his name right now. It might have been Chess or something like that. I can't remember the receiver right now, but part of me felt the receiver should have had that ball, so I don't know. He's completely at fault for that. But he looked good other than that. I don't have his completion numbers at hand here, but he had a decent completion average, good yardage. Also had some good running plays. In fact, there was one play in particular where he actually managed to avoid a sack. He managed to break a tackle and get the ball off before being taken down, which would, unfortunately, he threw it to Droberg, I think. But he had a good game. By the way, he had a great game. Droberg had a great game. Who couldn't complete the pass. But that was just great to see that just DG just do whatever it took to keep that play alive. Because that's what I like about Devin Gardner as a quarterback. Is that, yeah, he still makes mistakes. There's moments where it's like, just what are you looking at? What are you waiting for? Just throw the damn ball. And he does try to do it all one too many times. But he will do whatever it takes to keep that play alive if he absolutely can. He'll try to keep it going until he is physically unable to continue. And I like that about him. That's the kind of character that we need in a quarterback. Speaking of quarterback, Morris also got in there. Morris again showed that while I don't necessarily want him starting right now, because I think he needs more experience, I do want him taking snaps. I do want Morris taking snaps. Because, again, he just showed what a stud athlete he is. He's got an absolute cannon for an arm. Turns out he's got some wheels as well. Who knew? But Yeah, that just showed me he would have also had a touchdown pass had the receiver not dropped the ball in the end zone, but that happens. But yeah, that just shows me that's why I want to get more of some experience. And once he gets experience and he gets behind an offensive line that can protect him and receivers that can get downfield and catch his balls or his passes rather, he'll be a force to be reckoned with. Rest of the offense played pretty good too. Derek Green had a hell of a game today. Like I said, he had basically this one drive where he did it all himself. Funchess was out, as we all know, but other receivers stepped up. Darborough, again, like I said, he set a big time. Chesson was in there as well. Jake Butt back once again from an ACL injury. He's got a touchdown, actually. He got his touchdown, and I gotta get that light fixed. He got a touchdown in the game when he basically fooled the entire defense from Miami of Ohio. And, yeah, I felt pretty good to tweet all the Jake Butt jokes again. Felt pretty good. I'll admit I missed that. Defense, of course, was just absolutely stellar. There was a couple mistakes here and there. But for the most part, they did pretty good. They didn't give up too many plays. They held them to just 198 yards total. So for the last 3 games now, Michigan's defense has not allowed more than 280 total yards, which it's not great per se, but it's not bad. I mean, it's certainly nothing to laugh at. I mean, these teams, they're having a hard time getting the ball against Michigan. But yeah, Jake Ryan just ate up the offensive linemen. Frank Clark was in there too, had a couple sacks. Jabril Peppers, he just played phenomenal. He was doing great coverage, great tackling, just great everything. I mean, he, as far as I'm concerned, is up to the hype. He is truly going to be a great asset to this team. Special teams, we had that one muffed punt, which led to 7 points for them on a turnover. That was just, it's one of those things. It's a mistake that you got to, work on. But that was the only miscue the whole night. Note that Miami's on 10 points, only came off a turnover. So that's actually encouraging. So then again, this is basically the bottom of the barrel for a MAC team. And like I said, the mistakes that we made against Miami, if we make them against like any team worth the salt, they will be more costly. So we'll have to work on them. But Matt Weil, he got the first score and last scores of the game with field goals. Long distance one for that man. I think the last one was about a 42-yarder thereabouts. So yeah, nice that he rebounded from the Notre Dame game. Nice to see that, he is working on, the field goal. I mean, I understand it's not a specialty, but he definitely did. He was a lot better this time than last week. So I'm happy for him. He needed that. Okay, so, that was him. Not much to say. I mean, like I said, the team played okay. I mean, I don't think they were necessarily great. I mean, there's still things that they could have done better. There's still mistakes that they have to get corrected before they play Utah, which again, I think will be another big measure to see where we are right now before heading to conference play. I still think they can win that game, but it's going to be a much tougher challenge than, well, this game was for obvious reasons. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I understand that people are feeling frustrated right now because, you look at the talent that Michigan has, all these 4- and 5-star players, and we're 2-1, and for a while it looked like we were barely struggling to beat, a MAC team. And I understand the frustration. I mean, everyone wants to blame everybody. Everyone wants to blame the coach, the players, the line coaches, the coordinators, whoever. Everyone just wants to blame somebody. I think the reality is that because of a lot of things right now, there's a lot of things that factor into this. There's, the inexperience of this team. Like, remember, this team is very young. I mean, our entire offensive line is mostly underclassmen. I mean, that should never happen. And also, to an extent, I think some of the blame falls on the coaches as well. I think in the end, this Michigan football team will be okay. I mean, they won't be spectacularly bad, but they won't be spectacularly good either. They'll be just, okay. And to a lot of people, not just in this fan base, but in football in general, just being an okay team means that, you're a garbage fire or whatever. But to me, it means that a team is just okay. So, and for what it's worth, an okay team might just be enough to win the Big Ten this year. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, that's my wrap for this week. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll be back next week with more pods to talk about, and we go into conference play 3-1. Like I said, it's going to be tough, but I still think it's a winnable game. But once again, the only people that can go out there and get the win are the boys in maize and blue. So, thanks for watching, and go blue.